In this video, we are going to look at how to do the initial configuration on a Palo Alto firewall. For example, if you are getting a brand new firewall, what you will normally do is you just open the box and then mount that in the rack and power up the firewall, and then you are not going to sit in front of the firewall console and do all the configuration. It's going to take days to finish the configuration of the firewall. Instead, what you need to do is you need to have some minimal configuration on the firewall. That means the initial configuration on the firewall, so you can access the firewall remotely and finish the rest of the configuration. That's what we are going to focus on this video. When a Palo Alto ship out of the factory, it has an IP address for its management interface, which is 192.168.1.1. So initially, you can start to configure the firewall in two different ways. One is using the console, other one is using the web interface. That means you need to access the management interface. Palo Alto is much easier to do the configuration from the web portal than the CLI. So always people go access the management interface to do the initial configuration. That's what I'm going to show you here. So you connect your computer to the management interface and put your computer into the same network, which is 192.168.1.0/24 subnet. If I put ifconfig, my IP is 192.168.1.20 and Palo Alto IP is 1.1. HTTPS 192.168.1.1. Its default username and password is admin and admin. I have already changed that. Admin, and my new password is different. So now I am getting into the firewall. Once you get into the firewall, the first thing what you need to do is you need to change the default password to something secure. To do that, go to device, go to administrators, go to admin and change the password. Put the old password, that is admin, and change it to your new secure password. This has already been done. And the next thing what you have to do is go to setup and go to management interface and change this IP to your new Palo Alto management IP. I'm going to change that to 254 and I'm going to change the default gateway to 1. Also make sure you select HTTPS and SSH for your management connection, because this is an encrypted way of connecting to your firewall. If you choose these ones, these are plain text format, so your username and password can be compromised easily. And also check ping so you can test the connectivity to your management interface. Very importantly, you select who can access, what subnet or IP address can access this management interface. Any other IP will be rejected to have access to the management interface of the firewall. So once that is done, do the commit and you can unplug your computer and connect the management interface to the switch so you can have remote access to this firewall. So let's go and see I have remote access to the firewall. Now you change this IP to your new management IP, that is 254 admin. Put your new password. So once you have the remote access to your firewall, you can finish the rest of the configuration. The next thing what you need to do is set up the DNS and NTP server IPs. To do that, go to Device, go to Setup, and go to Services, and click on this gear, and set up your primary and secondary DNS servers and put these values, and set up your NTP server. These are my NTP servers. Click OK. And the next thing what you need to do is you need to go to your management settings and set up the host name, domain. Go here, set up your host name, domain address, and put a banner, and set up your time zone, date and time, and set up your latitude and longitude. This will tell where your firewall is located in the world map. Click OK. So now you have completed the initial config, but you do not have access to the internet until you set up your interfaces here. To do that, go to your network and set up your interfaces properly, because Palo Alto is a zone-based firewall and you need to put your interfaces. Say, for example, this is ETH11. That is going to be your outgoing interface to the world. And this is your ETH1. That is the one connected to your PCs now. And you set up this one. This might be connected to your other networks. So since these have been set up properly, you should have internet access. Go to your firewall SSH connection and do a ping your Google DNS and see you can ping it. Ping host 8888. You see you have connection to your Google DNS. That means you have connection to the outside world. This is how you do the initial configuration of your Palo Alto firewall. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification.